essay winners. We have a check for you, and he can introduce the scholarship winners. Thank you. That's fine, whichever you'd like to do.
All right, I'd like to thank you all for having us out today. So we have the two groups, 3 essay winners, and they're actually going to read their essays for you today. They brought them with them. So first place in the essay contest that the Rotary hosted was Allie Wagner. Second place was Brooklyn Wright, and third place was Emily Gearhart. So let's have Allie come up and she'll start us off.
Hi, my name's Allie, and I'm a 10th grader at Hicksville High School. My essay was about the effectiveness of your words. We all know that saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. We have learned this ever since elementary school. It is literally carved into our brains. However, there are always people who, no matter what they learned as a child or what they are told is right, they choose to do the exact opposite. You might be sitting in your chair right now and thinking to yourself, is that me? A lot of the time, more now than ever, we think what we say has no impact, whether it be something good we said or bad. I disagree with that in every way, shape, or form because everything you say has an impact. You might think that when you say something bad about someone, they won't find out because you didn't say it to their face. You might think that they won't see that post you made about them on social media. You might think that everything is fine because you did not say it to their face. But you would be wrong. They know what you said, they know what you posted, and they know how it made them feel. The question is, do you know how it made them feel? When you make a social media post or text someone something mean, you can never see what their reaction is. You can say something as a joke, but you don't know if they took it as a joke. You will assume that they got the joke and then go and do it again and again and again. But little did you know that they took it to heart and they started to believe everything you told them. They started to wonder if they are really selfish, really ugly, and even if they have a purpose in life. When you say these things, it gets in their heads and you might be thinking that that is not your problem, but it is because you're the one who initiated it. It got in their head and they started to believe it, and eventually they hit rock bottom. Everything you say has an impact. You will start to notice a change in them the next few times you see them. They will not be as talkative, as happy, and you will notice that they are acting the complete opposite of how you said they were. They're doing this because they feel like what you said was true, so they're going to change that way you will like them. People should not have to change for someone to like them. If you don't like someone as they are, that is on you and no one else. Sadly, it doesn't stop there. You notice they are acting differently, and instead of being a good person, you decide to continue to make jokes and belittle them. They were already in a dark place because of the first round of jokes you threw at them, but now it's even worse. So what do? They change again. They change for someone that they know doesn't care about them and that will keep hurting them, but they do it anyway because they think that maybe if they change just a few more things about themselves, maybe they will be accepted by you. Everything you say has an impact. I do not believe that the people who are degrading towards others are bad people by any means. I think that they do this because it is easier to tear someone down instead of building them up. I had a friend once and they got hurt deeply by one of their other friends, and they were a mess. They were on their last straw and were ready to end it all. They came to me and told me that they were going to do it, and I asked them why. They didn't respond. They paused and looked at me like I was stupid. I knew why they wanted to do it, but I was really asking them, what is committing suicide going to give you? Why are you going to let them win? The whole reason behind them making you feel this way was for them to get you to want to end it. So why give them that satisfaction? I told them to not give up and keep fighting. I told them that I was there for them because I knew how hard that fight was to keep going when it all seemed pointless. I've been in the same boat. I knew exactly how they were feeling. When I told them to keep fighting, they looked at me again like I was stupid. I told them that I knew it sounded dumb, but it would work, and that I would help them through it. When you build someone up, you are not just being a good friend, you are also being a good person. Trust me, there is a difference, and it's a big one. When you're a good friend, you support them and care about them because you know them, but when you're a good person, you support them and care about them because you want to get to know them and because it's the right thing to do. That friend I helped out was not truly a friend. They were a stranger. But I got to know them and became their friend through that hardship. Everything you say has an impact. I believe this passes the four-way test because everything mentioned in this speech is nothing but the truth. I made sure that I was honest about how I handled the situation and that I was honest about the reality of how what you say impacts someone. I believe that is fair because sometimes people don't realize how much what they say can impact someone else, and so I believe it was very eye-opening. I also believe that it passes the four-way test because I think that this will allow people to be more cautious and kind to their peers and others in general. Finally, I think this is a great representation of the four-way test because it benefits all of those who have been hurt in the past and been a victim of this. I also think it is beneficial to the ones who are causing the hurt because they need to realize what they're doing is wrong. My message to you today is that before you speak, you think about what you say, think about how it will affect the other person, and think about how it will make you feel at the end of the day as well. If you got nothing else from the time that I've been up here, I hope you remember this. Everything you say has an impact. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Brooklyn and I'm a senior. And good job, Allie, that was super powerful, but I kind of took a different turn on this. I said that the Hicksville Rotary Club stands by a four-way test in which they recite before each meeting. It is said that the four-way test has been guiding ethical standards for Rotarians since 1932 and serves as a foundation for integrity in personal and professional life. This test is used not only in their meetings, but also in their everyday lives. Truthfully, this test is something that everyone should follow, not just Rotarians. The test contains principles of truth, fairness, goodwill, and benefit to all, which are some great things to live by. The Hicksville Rotary Essay Contest paper is to be written using the principles in the four-way test of truth, fairness, goodwill, and benefit to all, to persuade others on an issue a student is passionate about. One issue in our community is that I'm very passionate about is the fact that we do not have quick and efficient access to health care. I'm aware of the doctor's office in town, however, I'm speaking on emergency care. I feel very strongly about this issue that our community has to face. I work as an STNA at Bancrest of Hicksville, and every time we send out one of our residents, they have to be sent to Fort Wayne. In my eyes, this is a tremendous issue. Hicksville Community Hospital could stabilize a patient before they're sent to Fort Wayne or Bryan, and that really needs to be recognized. The truth is, our community does not have a hospital, and some people aren't doing well because of this. Some people may say that you could just drive 30 minutes to Bryan, Defiance, or Fort Wayne for appointments. But like I said before, we need emergency medical care. In life-threatening situations like heart attacks, strokes, or severe injuries, quick access to medical care can be the difference between life and death. A close local hospital reduces the response time, in our case, by 20 to 30 minutes. Some other reasons to have local access to health care are basic and preventative care, support for aging populations, and handling local outbreaks. Routine checkups, vaccinations, prenatal care, and disease management help keep the community healthy, and it is much easier for those to be done right in Hicksville. One more factor that plays a huge role in this whole debate is the economic and social stability of Hicksville. Hicksville Community Memorial Hospital provided jobs for doctors, nurses, technicians, laboratory, therapy, the list goes on. When the hospital shut down, many people lost their jobs. All of this is just the truth, fair and square. Next is the principle of fairness. It's completely unfair for anyone in Hicksville and surrounding areas like Antwerp and Edgerton who do not have fast access to the care they deserve. Without a local hospital, the people in these areas who are searching for medical care can run into really pricey services like out-of-town specialists, adding travel cost into this. A town without a hospital could be unattractive for people looking to settle somewhere in this area, and like I said before, healthcare jobs are lost. A hospital isn't just a building, it's a lifeline. Denying Hicksville access to a hospital means their lives and well-being are valued less than those in larger cities, and that is completely unfair. Having a hospital in our town would make it fair to all. Having immediate health care will affect the goodwill of all people in Hicksville, as well as those surrounding areas like Edgerton and Antwerp. Having a hospital in town will increase a sense of security and well-being, strengthen community bonds, improve everyone's quality of life, and everyone has access. Knowing that medical care is nearby gives community members peace of mind and can reduce stress during emergencies. The hospital also brings people together through volunteer programs, support groups, and jobs. It fosters a culture of care where neighbors look out for one another, just what Hicksville is known for. Also, access to health care overall leaves healthier individuals, fewer workdays missed, and better school attendance and higher productivity overall. Lastly, the principle of benefit to all involved. I think it's clear that a hospital in our town would benefit all members of society. This part brings everything talked about before together. A hospital provides healthier individuals, job opportunities, volunteer opportunities, better economy, and makes it more attractive. Having a hospital back in town would help Hicksville flourish, not only health-wise, but also economically. As you can see, having a hospital in Hicksville would be a valuable thing because of many factors. I hope that you take all my thoughts into consideration and evaluate their potential impact. As I said before, the 4-way rotary test can be used in many instances, and it's a great idea for all of us to use in our everyday lives. Thank you for your time.
I'm in 11th grade at Hicksville Schools, and I took kind of a different approach from the both of them. I wrote my essay on the importance of sexual assault awareness. Sexual assault is sexual contact or behaviors that occur without explicit consent of the victim. Some forms of sexual assault include attempted rape, fondling or unwanted sexual touching, forcing a victim to perform sexual acts, or penetration of the victim's body, also known as rape. Awareness for sexual assault is important because it can help support survivors, help educate and aware people, and it can help come up with ways to prevent it. It's important to discuss more often and to become comfortable talking about it, because if we educate people early on, we can make people realize it shouldn't be an uncomfortable topic to discuss and why it's important to know about it. It should be openly talked about because it could benefit the community and help educate teens sooner rather than later. Sexual assault awareness is important in creating a positive community where the truth about sexual assault can be acknowledged. Oh, that's really loud. Fairness to victims is supported, goodwill is shown to victims, and everyone can benefit from having a safer and more supportive community. Raising awareness for sexual assault can help victims feel more comfortable telling people and speaking about their experience. Many victims are afraid to speak about their encounter because of media, culture, or legal systems. According to the National Library of Medicine, survivors who often go to the police and get themselves involved with the justice system are often faced with negative social reactions like blame, disbelief, or being stigmatized. This can lead to victims believing they do not need any legal help because their attack does not match the sexual assault stereotype. The rape stereotype is someone penetrating your body and forcefully having sex with you. But in reality, sexual assault can mean many other things. There are many stereotypes as to why people get sexually assaulted. Some of the most common stereotypes consist of it happened because you were too drunk, or your clothes were too revealing, or you could have fought back, or you didn't say no, so how are they supposed to know? These stereotypes lead the victim to experience secondary victimization, which is where the victim faces more trauma and guilt due to the negative reactions from the public and justice system. Many survivors are scared to seek help from the police or any other formal system because they think that they will not be able to help. They might cause more harm to them, or they might not be able to protect them. Some survivors, yet police sometimes discourage them from reporting because their case was not serious enough to report. They also state they often tend to disbelieve victims who are inconsistent in recounting details of their attack, or they experience shame or self-blame for what happened to them. Educating people on sexual assault is very important, especially teaching them early on so they can help identify, prevent, and report any act of sexual violence. As stated by United Educators, a very common misconception is that elementary school students are too young to be taught about things like this at their age, but it could help way later in life if they have at least awareness of what it is at that age. The perfect time to introduce this topic would be 6th to 8th grade. This is when students start forming romantic relationships. So this would be a good time to introduce it so kids can be educated early on and help prevent it from happening in the future. Awareness can help with fairness in victims no matter your race, age, gender, etc. It can also help with stereotypes dealing with unfairly focusing on certain types of victims rather than others. According to National Black Women's Justice Institute, for every black woman who report rape, at least 15 do not report. Many survivors do not report for many reasons, like shame, humiliation, fear, or retaliation, racism, and fear of unjust harm to black partners. But black survivors who do not report sexual assault are less likely to believe than white victims. If we install fairness into believing victims, it would help a lot more people to be more confident in reporting their attacks. Female victims are often believed more than male victims. This is because of the stigma that men can't be sexually assaulted. As stated by Risk Intervention and Safety Education, over 1 in 15 male undergraduates experience sexual assault in college. Men might not be taken seriously because they are seen as sexual beings, which creates the misconception that men can't be sexually assaulted. That is why it's our responsibility to stop this stigma against male victims and why all victims should be treated with fairness. Fairness within the legal system is important because it will help more people speak out once they start speaking out. The justice system can start to improve itself. As the Survivors Trust states, the victim-blaming attitudes from justice systems makes the victims feel as though they are not believed or judged, which often leads to no justice served for the victims. This is why fairness is so important to the legal system and how it can improve the justice systems so much. Showing goodwill, kindness, and compassion towards victims can help them get the support and resources they need. As stated by Springer Nature Link, goodwill and compassion could help ease the victim's pain and have a positive outcome on their mental health, and could also reduce negative attitudes. This could help victims get the resources they need if they feel safe and not judged. Awareness programs could also help with the compassion, respect, and goodwill for victims by teaching people about the consent and healthy relationships. According to National Sexual Violence Resource Center, some of the key points in sexual assault programs include preventing perpetration, reducing risk factors, and enhancing protective factors, and using the best evidence to plan, implement, to evaluate prevention. Goodwill towards victims can also create a proactive community and help engage in preventing sexual assault by using bystander intervention. As stated by Cleveland Rape Crisis Center, the first step to bystander intervention is recognizing the signs someone is in danger, and after you realize someone is in danger, there is an easy way to remember what to do. Use the 3 Ds. The 3 Ds are distract, delegate, and target. If you use these 3 steps, it will help save a lot of people from dangerous situations. This is why it's important to show goodwill, kindness, compassion in victims so they can help find the support they need and what we can do to help. Sexual awareness can have benefit to everyone because it makes our communities and society safer. It can help with the mental health of the population along with victims and will make our communities less violent. According to National Sexual Violence Resource Center, awareness can reduce the likelihood of sexual abuse, assault, and harassment in our communities. It can help create a strong, connected community that takes care of one another. Community-level protection benefits everyone in the community, even if you are aware that the prevention efforts are happening. This is why if we all work together, we can help educate and make everyone aware it will benefit all of us in our communities for a prolonged period of time. When I was about 14 through 15, I was sexually assaulted by my then boyfriend, and I wish I had someone who had recognized the signs and prevented it from happening, and had someone to help me get out of the situation and teach me what a healthy relationship was. That is why it is so important to spread awareness so you can help others in need when they are too afraid to speak up like I once was. Sexual assault can happen to anyone. It doesn't matter your age, race, gender, etc. No one should have to go through sexual violence, especially at a young age. It's important to speak up about this topic because there are many who are afraid to speak up about because they feel ashamed. Sexual assault is nothing to be ashamed of because it's not your fault. This is why I would like to shed a light on this topic so we can help anyone who's scared or ashamed. Sexual assault awareness is important for a community where truth is acknowledged, fairness is supported, goodwill is shown to victims, and benefit to everyone is a safer and more supportive community. This is why I encourage you to keep supporting sexual assault awareness, or if you aren't, then to start now. It's important to protect the people of our community and make it known that they are not alone.
All right, thank you, ladies, and I'd like to thank the Rotary for that opportunity. It's a great opportunity for them and a nice little cash reward for the students. And I think Mr. Gahagan, one of our high school English teachers, he really pushes that to our students, and a lot of students take it very seriously. So thank you, ladies, and thank you again to the Rotary. We have 5 scholarship recipients today that I'm going to introduce, and then Ms. Pat King will present them with their certificate and their check. So this year the 5 Rotary Scholarship recipients are here with us from Hicksville High School, 4 that attend here in-house, and then 1 student that attends Fort County. So I'm going to start off with Skylar Supel. When I pronounce your name, or announce your name, come up front, receive your certificate and check, and then let's gather off to the side, all 5 of you. Skylar Supel will be attending Bowling Green State University, majoring in graphic design. Ashlyn Sturry is our next recipient. She will be attending Purdue Fort Wayne University, majoring in marketing. Adeline Crawford. She will be attending Indiana University Fort Wayne, majoring in dental hygiene. Ava Methvin will be attending Ivy Tech Community College, majoring in nursing. And Owen Joyner will be attending the University of Akron, also majoring in nursing.
Yeah, we'd like to have a picture of them too.
This year we had 19 applicants, the most since I've been doing it since '06 or whenever. So you guys had a hard battle to fight, and you won, and I'm so proud of you. Good luck in all that you accomplish in life. With that, we're done.
Yeah, thank you. I want to address the essay people. This was a very, very close vote. In fact, the matter is we had a tie for first, and we had to find a way to solve that. We did. And then the third place person was 1 point behind. It was that close. And I thank you guys for all your effort, and all of you. We're so proud of you. Hicksville's proud of all of you. And we hope that you have a feeling of volunteerism as you get older and as you do it, as these people have done in our community to help make these scholarships available and these essays available. So we thank you all. And then I have a check for all of you here, for you 3 real quick. You're Allie, right? All right. And you're Emily?
Yes.
And I'll come around there for you, girl. So I thank you all. At this time, we'll stand up. We'll be dismissed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And then we're going to get a picture of all of you before you leave. The Pledge of